Evening, everyone. It's 6:25, and it was brutal here today. Only about a foot and a half of snow, and heavy and disgusting. But the market was kind of interesting. Today is one of the first days where everything seemingly went in one direction. We didn't have the kind of split personality we've had for the last several days. And so this is your closing comment for Thursday, and it is video number 561. And I remind you all to hit that subscribe button. It helps to support us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so the Dow was up this morning and didn't finish that much stronger or weaker than it actually started. We were up about 100 after the news, and we finished up 148, a half a percent. NASDAQ up 106, 0.8%. S&P up 21, 0.6%. And the big winner, again, the Russell up 25.32, 1.3%, and bringing up the balance was the transports up 141.23, or 1.13%. That's going to change first thing in the morning because FedEx had earnings, and while they were a beat on both top and bottom line, there were some increased costs for that last mile, as they call it, and they also gave no guidance. So the stock, which was trading at $292.59 at the close, down 86 cents, on the headline, popped up all the way to 297 and then turned down and collapsed to 282. So not great. We'll have to see on the call what they have to say about it and why they're not issuing any guidance at all. Roku, I mentioned this morning, getting a big boost from their inclusion of HBO Max, and this morning when we talked about it, it was trading around $3.49, up $23. It managed to get all the way up to $3.52, and then, like the FedEx, turned tail and went south and finished the day at $329.39, and that was up less than a percent, or $3.57. Telephone was downgraded by Morgan Stanley, closed 29.62, down 68. Tesla, a brand new high today, 658.52. Last trade was 650, up 27.23, or about 4.3%. The COVID news is horrendous. It just gets worse and worse and worse. California had a new all-time high of 53,000 cases yesterday. And the numbers are just horrendous. We also had, today was Thursday's claims day. We had 855,000, which was an increase in new claims. A lot of this is the result of new cases from the Thanksgiving holiday through now. And of course, we have another holiday. A week from tomorrow is Christmas, and then a week from that is New Year's. And I can't imagine that these claims don't continue to get worse. Continuing claims were a little bit better at 5.5, I believe was the number, 5,508,000, and that was actually down 273,000. In the sectors, we had energy down, cannabis down, retail, finance, and food service up, work from home up, biotech up, and infrastructure up. But we also had the reopening mix, that would be the cruise lines and airlines, and we had defense down. There's a big conflict in the government as far as what they're going to spend. Also, Philly Fed was a horrendous number. It came in at 11.1. It was expected to come in at 19, and that was still down from the October number of 26. So, that's pretty ugly. Tomorrow we have both Nike and Darden restaurants, two strong survivors with good balance sheets reporting earnings, and we'll see how that looks. The chart on the screen, horrendous as it is. I know I'm using that word a lot tonight, but there's really no other way to express what the dollar index looks like here. This is a 4-year chart, and we continue to break lower. We closed pretty close to the low today, and down pretty hard. According to this, which is now reopened, we were actually down about $1.18. We broke solidly below 90, and this consolidation in here back in early 2018 is the only support here, and it's not much. I think I wrote a couple of months ago that when you get a decline in excess of 8% in the dollar, which clearly we did. We had a high here of 104, and we got all the way down here to, let's see, 91. So that's 13%, that we generally have a rally, and that the dollar can then fall an additional 15%. So looking at this area around 95, not even 95, but well, let's call it 95, a 15% decline would be off this chart. It's not going to happen overnight, but I certainly don't see any reason for it to get any better with deficits as extreme as they are, and a Fed who says that they're not going to raise rates till 2024. So because of that and the dollar weakness, we had oil up 54 cents, and that continues to just work its way higher. As I mentioned it this morning, but I will give you another look. We are currently down 2 cents, but I want to take this out of the long-term mode and give you the, well, you can see it here too. I mean, we are definitely trying this area around $50. But let's go a little bit closer in and look at just 6 months or 9 months. As you can see, I've been pointing this out. Consolidated, broke out, consolidated, broke out, and now we have another little mini consolidation. This is a daily, so for the past week or so, and then today we move back up through it. The other market that is highly attuned to this is the gold, which is down about $1.40 tonight early, but it was up 31 today, and it was up a like amount yesterday. So coming off the lows here at 1820, we have moved. Today's high, I believe, was 1902. So we've had a pretty substantial move. We are coming into an area where there should be some resistance, but really that's 1924. Down here at 1889 still looks like it has some upside in it. And of course, there's Bitcoin. Massive move today. I actually started to sell a little of GBTC that we bought. Excuse me, the last time. We've been trading this since GBTC was in single digits. But with this move to the upside here, we look like we might have blown off here at 23,915. I sold some of that GBTC at Had a range today of 30.92 to 27.10 and closed 28 and a quarter up to 44. But we got, what did we get? 30.28. So we made about $12 on that. I only sold 20% of the position because I always want to be long it, but I do want to scale in and scale out so that while we maintain a position, we don't let the gains erode away, because it will come back down. It may not ever see 10,000 again, but I'm going to guess 15 or 20 probably down here. Maybe a little bit more likely at 18,000 to be a buyer again. All right, everyone, that's about it. It was a pretty good day. Our Nuance position was up. Um, I bought some Virgin Galactic calls this afternoon. The stock was oversold, and then 10 minutes after the market closed, they came out with an offering of 112 million shares and collapsed the stock from where we were watching it at 26 and change to 23 and change, currently trading about 24 and a quarter. And the sellers are not people who bought it recently. The sellers are attached to the original SPAC that took Virgin Galactic public, and 8 million of those shares have to be paid for into the company because they are on warrants that were part of the original unit deal. And by the way, that's a Shema Polyapatia deal, and we are in two of his deals with IPOB units that we paid around $11 for that are trading around 31, and IPOC, which we paid about $10.50 for, trading around 12, about 11.5. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Stay warm.